the 3 Chambers tour is GZA, Ghostface, and Raekwon the chef. Shala Raekwon. So pretty dope set. It was at where was that? Concord, excuse me. And it was dope. GZA came out with the live band, rocking joints off of Liquid Swords and just joints off the Wu-Tang, whatever, like Clan in the front and shit, you know what I mean?
So he didn't actually do just the Liquid Swords album?
Nah. Okay. He was doing joints. They all did joints. It wasn't no full-fledged, I'm doing every joint off the Liquid Swords. Nah, they just came and did their set. And
that's what's up.
That was much better because, sometimes you don't want to go through song after song or something like that. Or maybe you do. It depends on the album. But just Wu-Tang. So they got a little bit more than Liquid Swords and stuff like that.
A lot more.
So, he came through, he did his thing, and then Ghost come out on 4th Chamber.
Oh, they started with, he started there?
No, he didn't start with 4th Chamber.
He just came out on 4th Chamber.
I think GZA started with Reunited, or either he went hard Liquid Swords. One of the two. He went. His intro was hard. So, but when they did 4th Chamber, Ghost came out, and then that's proceeded the rest of the show. Ghost started doing cuts, and then Raekwon came out, started doing cuts. They didn't have the live band, they had the DJ, but who gives a fuck? It's Ray and Ghost, you know what I mean? Yeah, the bands did work on some. They did some joints. They worked some DJ joints, and they did work some band joints.
Yeah, because I thought from your video I heard the drums.
I heard the drummer. They was going,
yeah.
They was going over some of the stuff. See, I was in the balcony. I wasn't in the crowd, so I had to remember to calibrate everything that I saw. So they did go back and forth with the band and DJs, and it was a dope set. It was Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? It was very interesting though, because we in a new age, you know what I mean, of merchandise and shit,
Word.
So they had all this merch. They sold out before the show was done and shit.
That's what's
up. You know
up.
what I mean? Like it was, you see everybody in uniform and shit, everyone wearing the yellow and black Wu-Tang, the W's, the hoodies, you know what I mean?
Killer Bees on the Swarm.
Yeah, Killer Bees on the Swarm. Young and mixed. They had 2 shows, and I think the older folks went to the first show, so this was more of a younger crowd, which always interests me when I'm watching these shows, because it's like, yo, I'm about to jam out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know all these joints. Come on, let's go, Criminology. Let's go. And you see half the crowd responding and half the crowd just sitting there. And it's like, man, this is interesting. You know what I mean? It's like they soaking it all in, but at the same time, it's like, the response is not there sometimes,
right?
And it's just an interesting dynamic. So show over, whatever. Go backstage, chop it up with GZA. No, GZA was out. I didn't chop it up with GZA. He was out. Like, I'm done, son. Job done. I'm going home. It's like, all right.
Back to the hotel.
But it was cool. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to Infamous Syndicate. Shauna Tifa. Shout out to Gino. Shout out to Maxie. Shout out to Sadie. Happy belated birthday, Sadie, by the way. And we all was just back there kicking it. Ray was there. He was chilling. You know what I mean? Ray is, I don't be fucking with Ray. He'll snap for you, man. But that's my guy. But Ray cool as hell. Ray is cool as hell. And Ghostface come out. We all chop it up. Max had to take a picture and shit. I wish I had the picture. I would have put it on the screen. But it was cool, man. It was cool seeing these guys. We consider fam, man. It's Wu-Tang, dude. Like Ghostface, man. That's the dog, man. That's my G. So dope overall shit. It was dope. It was funny talking to him about the show, because I don't think he liked the show at all.
Who, Ghostface?
Oh, he don't watch it. He don't like American Psycho.
Yo, the show is decent now. You like it, huh?
You like it, son?
You like it, son? It's decent, though. It's decent. I don't watch that shit. Like, all right.
That's some funny shit.
That's hilarious.
I don't watch myself.
Hey, I mean,
He's like, I lived it. I don't need to watch it.
He don't need to watch it. Yeah.
He lived
I think
it.
that's what it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
He lived it.
They've all said similar sentiments at one point recently. Yeah. Particularly Dex. He was like, that shit ain't real.
Yeah, he said that shit ain't real. And he said, you make stuff up for TV, but that's what they did.
He was like, I was a better graffiti artist than that.
Well, so this Wu-Tang episode, they pretty much did the performance. They shopping it out to the labels, and
they on their last $2.
Yeah, they on. Well, that's TV. That's TV. When everyone going broke at the same time and shit, I'm like,
that's impossible.
Yeah, that's impossible. Like, that's impossible. So pretty much the whole gist of the show was them getting their record deal. Steve Rifkin going through the efforts of trying to be the premier label to sign them. Yeah, the Loud Records to sign them on their label versus a Def Jam and whoever else they were saying. Because, I mean, even in the Def Jam office, they was trying to discuss the deal. And, of course, Def Jam wanted control. That's Def Jam. You know what I mean? If they was going to put out the Wu-Tang album, they was going to offer more money. And they wanted the whole collection of the stars.
All the artists to come out on Def Jam.
And everything was going to come out on Def Jam. So RZA was like, no. Because even if the show was talking about everyone's getting broke at the same time, he was taking the perspective of everyone's life. And he was like, yo, I want to make sure everybody's straight here. So if we do a record label, if we do a record deal here, I want my artists to have freedom, contractual freedom to go and do whatever they have to do to benefit their artistry. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was very important for him.
And that was innovative.
Yeah, that was very innovative. But he was like, yo, because he broke it down, he was like, what if they sign us and Method Man flop? Then they wouldn't put the money behind Old Dirty. And so on and so on.
Right.
Next thing you know, we don't have no
and
new
then we
album.
all shelved. Yeah. You know, so it was a good plan. And, you know, you got to understand the game as you play it. And I think that was the whole 3-man conversation he was having, playing chess with himself and shit, because it's all a game. And whoever's the master dude got to win this motherfucker. And it was the RZA. You know what I mean?
He was playing steps ahead of everybody else.
Exactly.
Like, even when he had the conversations with Divine and Power, they couldn't understand what he was trying to say. And he's breaking down to them in terms of, like, long term, like, this shit affects us in a different way, one way versus the other, long term.
Right.
And he was like, I'm thinking years down the line, not immediately. And they wanted that immediate dollar. He was like, nah, it'll be better
it's
the other
not
way.
about that. Yeah, it's not about that. You're going to go broke.
Right.
It's not going to work. This is this is a 5-year plan. When you doing business ventures like this, you got to have at least a 5-year plan set in your head. Even if you don't write it in paper, you got to have it in your head.
You got to have goals.
You got to have your goals, right? And not if you're in an endeavor with other folks, you got to think about their goals and their things, what they want to do as well. And you got to put all that shit in the pot. And you got to go forward with it. And you got to have everyone's best interest into mind. And that's what RZA was displaying on this episode. And I think it worked out well.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was one of those things where I had seen the stuff that Deck had said, but still, I'm enjoying it. I think this season definitely, as far as like presentation, is definitely a step up. I definitely can appreciate, even if they are dramatically telling us this story with extra things.
I'm okay with that.
You know, I guess it's okay, because once again, they lived it, we didn't. So this is the drama. This is a dramatization.
Exactly.
It's a fictional story. It said this is an American saga.
So, you know, the clan is getting paid off of it, and that's great. And the story.
We're gonna have the clan on Fly Nerd Group. How about that?
Oh,
that's what's up. We gonna need a bigger
just throwing
place.
that in the universe.
Just putting that in the universe.
Yeah, we gonna.
I feel that. But you know, I'm enjoying it. I like what I'm learning about the clan, even if it's broad strokes or some of the details is left out. You know, I definitely appreciate what I'm seeing. I definitely think the show is a step up from season 1. So I'm gonna stay in tune. I'm gonna see how far it goes. I don't like the actor that's playing the RZA when he raps. I very like when he talks, but he definitely when he raps, I'm like, that is not.
It's the Wu Tang Clan, y'all.
Right. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Like when he was like, it's 10 o'clock, ho, I was like, no, that's not how you say that line.
Yeah, like, did you even listen?
Like, hey, did you listen to his cadence? Like, did you try?
And that was my whole thing. It's like, did y'all listen to the album and hear the inflections? Did you hear all these
Well, the
things
truth is, they're actors, not rappers.
But still, you got in breaks the character.
That's
I
not.
don't know. We know a lot of rappers now that can't rap.
That's
This is very,
So
very
an actor
true.
doing it, I mean, I'm just happy that they can act.
That's
I mean,
not true.
the
Actors
closest
supposed
one
to be very good.
They supposed to be able to
method
become,
and
yeah,
become what
I
they
don't know
supposed
about
to
that.
become,
I don't know
yeah.
about becoming
I mean,
a rapper.
because there's 9 singers. You end up doing a musical or animation or something. You gonna end up gonna be singing a song.
Yeah, the
or
guy that
something.
played Freddie Mercury, he sang. Like he took the voice lessons and he became Freddie Mercury. He's not a singer, he's an actor. He was not a singer.
I'm giving more credence to rapping. I'm sorry. I'm not budging on that one.
I think it's actually more impressive if you can mimic, like Jamie Foxx mimicking Ray. Like that was, like, I think it's more impressive to mimic someone vocally as a singer than it is to mimic someone as a rapper. Because I think it takes a lot more skill to
But
mimic
only
someone as a
Jamie
singer.
could have did that. Not anybody. You couldn't take any singer and just say, here, mimic Ray. It's a specific person who was able to do it. And
Right.
again, he's already a singer. These are actors, not rappers. They didn't put rappers, like, rapping is actually a talent. It's a craft. It's not something that anybody can just walk up and I give them my verses and they can just spit that shit equivalent.
But
Man,
you can,
nah.
but we all have sat up here
But-
as MCs and listened to other MCs
Because
and-
we're
and-
MCs.
But I'm just saying, I know people who are not MCs who can still do camouflage chameleon, niggas scaling your building, no time to grab your guns, they already got your wife and
But
children.
they're not supposed to be doing that.
president,
Right.
the wage of residence here.
But if you listen, nobody's doing that. Nobody on the show is actually doing the
Like
flows
Dave
exactly
East
the
is
same.
trying.
Black Hebrew.
Dave East tried with Method Man. He tried.
He only sounds like him, but they're
I
doing
think
different
He
flows.
get nasal, yeah. He get
They're
real
doing
nasal.
different flows,
He's
though.
doing, but I mean, as far as the accuracy, it's not for that. It's an interpretation.
It is an interpretation.
Like
yeah.
you know,